Hi, and welcome to my German grammar course. In our first lesson today, we'll learn about word genders. German is a gendered language, unlike English. In English, a tree is just a tree, a cat is just a cat, a book is just a book, and so on. And the words the or a or un never change. So the tree always remains the tree, right? The word the never changes in any context. And the same way with the cat, the book, the cup, the man, and so on. It's always just the word the. In German, however, we say that the word for tree, which is Baum, is a masculine word. So the tree is masculine. The word for cat, which is Katze, Katze, we say that it's a feminine word. The word for book, which is Buch, almost like the English word, Buch is a neutral word. And this is important because the words the or a changed according to gender. So the definite and indefinite article of the noun changes according to the word gender. Now, you might be asking yourself, how do we know which word is which gender? I mean, that sounds pretty random. And let me walk you through a few examples first, just to illustrate. Well, the word for man in German is Mann, Mann. And what gender is Mann? Well, you might guess that Mann is a masculine word. A manly man is obviously masculine, right? Mann. The word for woman in German is Frau. And if you were to guess what gender that is, you would probably guess that it's a feminine word. And Frau is indeed a feminine word. The word for child in German is Kind, Kind. And what gender is a child? Well, it sounds a bit weird to assign gender to the word child. Children are mostly, innocent, indefinite. At least that's the language logic here. And so the word for child, which is Kind, Kind is a neutral word. Now, let's try to extend this a bit. Boy in German is Junge. Now, what gender is Junge? Hmm. Well, you would probably guess it's masculine, right? Junge is a masculine word. A boy is masculine. And, well, what about girl? Well, girl in German is Mädchen. Mädchen. Hmm. What gender is Mädchen? What gender is the word for girl? Well, you know, Junge is masculine, so by the same token, Mädchen should be feminine, right? Well, not quite. Mädchen is a neutral word. Why? Why is Mädchen a neutral word? And what about those weird words in the beginning, like why is the tree masculine? Why is the cat feminine? I mean, why is the book neutral? And the disappointing answer is nobody knows. They just are. I mean, maybe, I mean, it's possible if you open a grammar book, you'll see like a good extensive grammar book in the section about nouns. You'll see this big tables of word endings and what word endings typically corresponds to what gender, and you notice a ton of exceptions always. So you can generalize, of course, like with professions. We say, for example, Lehrer is a masculine teacher, a teacher man, and Lehrerin, Lehrerin, the word ending in the word Lehrerin indicates that we're talking about a feminine teacher, a teacherin, a teacheress, So there are many such cases where you can generalize, but the thing is, learning rules and learning word endings and learning this the way a robot would won't do you any good. In practice, what you should do is that whenever you note down a word in your vocabulary notebook, whenever you learn a new word, for example, you're wondering, what is the word for cup in German? And you open a dictionary and you notice, aha, cup is Tasse in German, Tasse. You should also note what the word gender is. Should also you should always learn the word with its corresponding gender. And again, don't try to learn rules because in everyday language or when you're writing, when you're trying to think in German, you're not always gonna stop and try and figure out what gender is. What Germans do is they just know the tree is masculine, they just know the cat is feminine, and so on. So you just learn the word this way, memorize it, and you know that you should use it this way. You don't stop to think about it. And a good way to learn this that I want to suggest to you is learning the word with its corresponding definite article. Now, what do I mean here? As I said, in English, we only have the word the, but in German, there are actually three words for the, and those are der, die, das. And the word der corresponds to masculine nouns, the word for die to feminine words, and das to neutral ones. So when you, for example, learn the word Mann, you should always learn that as der Mann. When you learn Junge, you should always learn that, you should note that down in your notebook as der Junge. When you learn Baum, you learn that as der Baum. And that way you know that's a der word, which means a masculine word. And by the same token, you do this same thing for feminine words and neutral words. You learn Frau as die Frau. You note down die Katze for cat in your notebook. You note down das Mädchen and das Buch. Here is a simple exercise to just illustrate this lesson. In here, I have a few sentences in English and the corresponding sentence in German with the word for the missing, and you need to fill that in. And I've given you the word gender that the word the should correspond to. Here are another three sentences with masculine, feminine, neutral each. It's the same drill. The answers for this exercise are in the video description. I really, really hope this video was useful to you. I congratulate you on your very first lesson in German grammar. And if this was useful for you, please like and subscribe and see you around next time. Tschüss!